Welcome back. This is episode 8 of Racco Strength and Fitness Podcast. I've been doing this for 8 weeks. Can't believe I've actually gotten this far, but I'm still going strong. So, today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how you should pick your best training program or the best training paradigm that kind of fits your lifestyle, your goals, what you're trying to achieve, in your fitness, life, goal, whatever. Okay? I'll be separating this video into categories of, who, what, where, when, why. And although I may address a few specific training paradigms, my goal is not to break those down in this video. I'm just going to be using them more as examples for what you guys need to consider, when best choosing your path. Okay? Let us begin. So, who needs a training paradigm? To be honest, everyone. Right? That's the simple answer. It's the easy answer. A huge trap people get stuck in, at the gym is not really having a clear-cut plan. You go in, you look around, you ask yourself, what do I feel like doing today? Kind of see what machines are free, kind of wing it, so why doesn't this work? Well, for one, there's no plan of execution, okay? Which means that everything's kind of basically left up to chance. If someone's using the squat rack, then, I guess I'm not squatting today. If you are, in a bad mood or you're just not having a good day, and look, some exercises are tough and, you kind of need to be in the right mindset to do them. If it's not written down where, today I'm doing, X, Y, Z, it's very simple or it's very easy to, maybe I'll just do X and Z today, or maybe just Z, or maybe I'll just walk 15 minutes on the treadmill. So not having a definitive plan. So that, again, it means you're able to deviate. It means you're able to change that plan at any point in time because it's not written down. If we have something written down, if you take a program and you write it down, if you create one, if you take one, that you find and like from the internet and you make it yours and it's in your phone as you're walking through the gym, it's harder to skip because now we have that list. When you write things down, it makes it real, okay? Now I know every Monday I'm squatting, 85% of my 1 rep max for 3 sets of 6. It's written down. It's there. Okay? So in order to skip that, I have to make the conscious decision that I am going to skip something that I know I'm supposed to be doing. I suppose if I'm summing up this first section, in one word, it's accountability. Without accountability, it's very hard to make any sort of significant progress in, the fitness world with your fitness goals. So what is a training paradigm? Again, keeping it as simple as possible. It's your plan. It's your plan of attack. It's a plan that you create. It's a plan that you take. It's a plan that someone's given to you for you to achieve your fitness goals. Some people like to plan out, 8 to 12 weeks in advance. Other people, need to take it week by week. Okay, it depends on your schedule, it depends on your life. There are some very well-known training programs out there you're probably familiar with. There's the 5x5 strong lift program, German volume training, upper-lower splits, full body training, isolation training. The list goes on, okay? And each one of these, when executed properly, will, make you stronger. It will lower your body fat. It will increase your muscle. The trick is you have to choose the best one for you, okay? Which one fits your goals, your lifestyle the best. The 5x5 strong lift is a beautiful blend of strength, using, heavier weights for less reps, and also blending in volume by adding that 4th and 5th set. So if we have a typical, 3x8 program, so we're doing 3 sets of 8 reps. If you finish the workout and you do all 3 sets of 8 reps, that's 24 total reps. Now, because you're doing 3 sets, you need to increase the volume by adding more reps at the end, so that's where the 8 reps comes in. But in order to achieve those 8 reps, we need to cut the weight a little bit. So you're probably working somewhere between 75 and 80% of your 1 rep max, whereas in the 5x5, when you're only doing 5 reps, you're probably working around 85, 86, 87% of your 1 rep max. So by cutting the 3 reps from each set, you're able to increase your weight to focus more on strength. By adding 2 more sets on the end, you're able to increase your volume to where you're actually doing 25 total reps. So you actually end up doing more work in the 5x5 as opposed to the 3x8, and you're doing it with a heavier weight. Now, things to consider, because that does sound great, but there's always things to consider, especially when it comes to pushing, heavy weights. For someone like myself who has had herniated discs in my L4, L5 region of my spine, I am not able to deadlift 3 times a week. I deadlift on Friday. I'll do accessory hinge work throughout the week, but I'm not physically picking up a weight off the ground more than once a week. Again, that's what works best for me. Others may be different. Again, it's just things to consider when picking a program. The biggest thing you need to pay attention once you've picked a program, and maybe you pick something because you heard it was good, someone recommended it to you. There's nothing wrong with getting, outside information or, suggestions from people. And you never really know if something's going to work for you unless you try it. But what you have to do is listen to your body. How do you feel during the training? Being tired is okay. Being sore is okay. Pain is not okay. Pain is not weakness leaving the body. It's honestly one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Pain is your body telling you, hey, what we're doing right now, this is not good. Stop that. Don't do that. It's a defense mechanism. You put your hand on a hot stove. That's not weakness leaving the body. That's the hot stove scalding your skin. What we do need to realize, and I believe in the fitness industry, pain and discomfort have been kind of grouped together. Okay? They're 2 very, very different things. So finding the difference and knowing the difference between pain and discomfort will go a long way in your training, because we do have to push through discomfort. Look, putting 100 pounds on your back is uncomfortable. So knowing the difference between pain and discomfort and being able to push through discomfort is a good thing. Trying to push through pain is not. That's where we cause more damage to ourselves. Where can you find, these training programs, paradigms, whatever? Well, I just gave you a couple. The internet obviously is a wealth of information if you know where to look. You can, ask a qualified training professional. It's always a great place to start. The biggest thing, again, when choosing programs is, will it fit your lifestyle? Okay, if you're a parent of 3 kids who play sports, are in clubs, are all over the place, pulling you in every different direction, choosing a 12-week program is probably not going to work for you. Probably stick with, maybe planning out a week at a time. You may need to even, knock it down to like 3 days at a time. Just make sure when you're planning out your training, you incorporate the 6 big movements in your training. These are push, pull, squat, hinge, press, and weighted carry. Now, if you're someone who has a little bit more time on your hands that you can dedicate towards training, maybe planning out, 4, 5, 6, 8, 12 weeks at a time, maybe that's something that's viable for you. So when should you start researching programs? Well, right after this video. Unless you're going to keep watching my videos, start right now. Okay, the longer you go wandering aimlessly around the gym, picking random exercises, just kind of filling in some stuff here and there, the more you're going to waste your time, and the harder it will be for you to achieve your fitness goals. Pick a plan that best fits your goals and your needs. If you're able to train 4 to 5 times a week, awesome. Pick a program with more splits. For example, Mondays and Thursdays will be back and legs. Tuesdays, Fridays, chest and shoulders. Wednesdays and Saturdays, arms, core, and cardio. Just, as an example. If you only have 2 or 3 days a week to train, picking something that will be more efficient with your time is probably your best bet. So full body training, something where you're hitting maybe 3, 4, 5, or all 6 of those big movements in 1 or 2 training sessions. Why? Why do we need a training program? Well, I touched on this before. But the biggest reason, like I said, is that one word, all right? Accountability. If there's no plan, it's easy to skip or cut out early. We've all been there. I'm tired. I'll just hit bench and biceps today. or I'll just walk 15 minutes on the treadmill. It happens. We have bad days. But if you have a plan that you write down and you execute week in and week out, it's harder to skip or cut exercises off because now it's real. All right, you write it down. It's tangible. It's in front of you. You can see it. Now you know you're cutting yourself short, and there's almost a guilt component to it. Pick a program, write it down, put it in your phone, buy a notebook, whatever you need to do, and then go ahead and execute it moving forward. So yes, there are a lot of programs out there. And in the future videos, I will start breaking down different ones into their components, pros and cons, etc. For now, my best advice is to just be brutally honest with yourself, which I know can be tough, okay? But start with, what is your availability to train? If you're only available 3 times a week, don't tell yourself you'll make it 5, because then you end up leaving things off at the end. Pick something that fits a 3-time-a-week gym schedule, okay? If you can only train for 30 minutes, don't tell yourself you can train for 45 or an hour. Pick something that's more efficient, something that you can get, those movements done in 30 minutes. I've given you a basic blueprint of how to, go about choosing. The final step is now that you need to do a little bit of research and choose. Pick something that you'll be able to stick with off the bat. Okay, the worst things we can do is to pick something that is way too hard or way too complex, and then we get burnt out, we're frustrated, and we stop. Pick something that you can do. If it's too easy, we can always make it more difficult. That's all for me, everyone. I hope you were able to learn something that you'll be able to apply in your future training. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more training content in the future. Happy training, everyone, and remember, grab the bull by the tusks.